Mr. Mark Rodriguez, he's with Car Sales.
Good evening, my name is Mark Rodriguez. I'm also the president of our Civic Association right here in Harrisburg. Today I went off to several businesses, mechanic shops, and a lot of them weren't even informed of this ordinance going on. Besides that, when y'all say there's not going to be no more cost, what is that $300,000 insurance bond? That's going to cost.
You should have insurance on your building. That this is something that the industry asked us to do. We didn't understand all of that, but when we talked with ASA, they told us that that was something that wasn't very expensive. We asked that question, and they said that everyone should have that. So I'm not saying that we talked to you personally, but we have talked to many people in the industry. The $300,000 is something that they came up with and said that it's not very expensive to have that on your shop. I'm sure your shop is insured anyway.
Mine's is.
That's what they're talking about.
And I pay about $3,500 a year.
Okay.
So that's going to be a new fee to these small businesses, the mechanic shop, because it says it must have the $300,000 insurance bond.
Did it say sure? So you don't have liability insurance?
I do in my shop.
Okay.
But I'm saying I sell cars. But you're saying it's not going to affect and it's not going to raise the cost to the small businesses, in which it is, because some of these shops might not have that. And then the forms are going to cost money too. You're going to have to pick up the form. I know you're not going to give them away.
Well, what I'm saying is, it's like I said, everyone here should have work orders, okay? And when you run out of what you have, then your next batch of work orders should have this information on it. Everybody in here who has a shop should have insurance on that shop, but you're really taking a very big chance of being sued for something that you do and you're not covered. So even if that is an extra expense to your business, that's something you might want to invest in anyway, whether this passes or not.
Right.
Because not only are you at jeopardy, your family's at jeopardy if somebody sues you personally. So you really want to keep that insurance thing in there, but that's to protect you.
Yeah, the used car lot has to have it. But
I know they do.
A lot of small shops don't.
I know they don't, but that doesn't mean they shouldn't, because it's going to protect their livelihood. You have to. This is one thing I want you all to think about. It's just like right now. If some of you in the audience right now don't have a license with auto dealers, don't come over here and tell me you don't have one. But if you don't, that doesn't mean you shouldn't get one, because that doesn't mean we're not going to come across you eventually. If you don't have this insurance, whether this passes or not, you all should want to protect yourself. And I want you to understand that whether this passes or not is not what I'm talking about. I want you to protect yourself. You need to have insurance on your shop if you're doing this kind of work. Because like you said, if he fixes a tire and he do all this, that person rolls out of your shop, that tire comes off and they crash and do this, they're coming back to your shop and you. So you need to have some coverage. Okay? So we want to protect the business. So,
And when it's going to cost money to store the records, to hire somebody to do all that.
it's going to cost to do what now?
To hire, to store the records for 2 years and to keep records of all that, it's going to take manpower. I mean, it ain't just going to store itself.
Would it also cost you to be sued? So which one would you rather? Go get a file cabinet from the salvage place, get you a file cabinet from Walmart for $99 or something, or $25, or I mean, you're talking.
I have to keep my records because
that's what I'm saying. So this is my thing to you. You're MVD, right? You sell used cars. My thing to you is that we regulate them too. They're trying to protect you. Why are you acting? Don't you want them to be protected? Then explain to them that it's very important how you keep your records and keep you out of trouble. That them keeping good records can keep them out of trouble.
I mean, my concern is really to the small shops, not to the big insurance companies that start selling the bonds.
The small shops need to be protected more than anyone.
Why did they decide to vote on it tomorrow, on Wednesday, and why during the holidays? I mean, do you know how many people are out of town with their families that would be here and they would like to express their opinion, but a lot of people are out of town.
Yeah.
Can we do a show of hands? How many people oppose it? How many people are against it? Show the hands.
Yeah.
Look, Ed, can you look at this? You see it? That's almost the whole room.
And
I mean, are y'all seeing that? These are the people that vote y'all into office.
well, I understand, but I like when people do that, but before you walk off, like I said, what is it that you're opposing in this ordinance that's gonna hurt the business? I don't mind you opposing it, that's fine, but that's everybody's right. But when you stand up and you start trying to get, let's get their hands, that's great. But the thing is that that's how we got here. Because people are putting out a lot of verbiage that's not true. You don't have to agree with me at the end of the night, but at least let's speak the truth. The truth of the matter is you're protected, but you're sitting here rallying on people who are not protected, but you are. So, I mean, can we see a show of hands of people who want to be protected like you? You know, I mean, that's the thing. You don't want to be protected like him? He's protected. He's a used car dealer. He has to have a bond. The state has put all these requirements on him to be protected. His family's safe, his pension's safe, or his retirement, everything. Those of you who don't have that kind of protection, you're at risk every day. Even if it hasn't happened, you're still at risk. Or you can be in the judges, you know, deal with somebody on a small claims court or whatever, you know, them trying to get money from you. It's still time and money. Oh, yeah, the other question is, it's taken so long. We've been working this a long time. I have to apologize. No, there's probably close to 4,000 automotive repair facility businesses on our record. No, we didn't get to everybody. We didn't. And it's very difficult to do that. You know, I'm not saying that it's right. I'm not saying it doesn't make you feel uncomfortable. But what I am telling you that now that you see it, just tell me something that's bad.
But now it's too late because you're fixing to vote on it.
Let me ask you this. Have anybody who's for it ever tried to run a small business? I mean,
Anybody
it's
like
hard,
that? I'm sorry.
especially- it's a struggle right now with the way the economy
Okay,
is.
I'm sorry.
To run a small
Move
business.
on.
Mr. Rodriguez, thank you. I'm going to have to cut you off there. We need to hear from some of the other folks. Thank you for your input.